There are some exciting new features in Axcelerate 21.4. To highlight the relevant parts of a chat, you can select individual messages. Such selections allow a second-pass reviewer to understand, for example, why a first-pass reviewer judged a document as responsive. To save selections, click the Save icon. Cloud users can get a realistic impression of chats when looking at Near Native View. They will see previews of images attached to the chat in the chat display. For printing, redaction, and production, the actual image attachments are used. The Celebrate parser was extended to also ingest telephone and video call logs and SMS and MMS messages. SMS, MMS, and instant messages to the same recipients are handled as one chat conversation. Axcelerate now supports Slack chat platform exports. The new Slack export parser can process these data: messages from both private and public channel, messages posted on channels, direct messages, and multi-person instant messages, shared files and attachments, full edit history with all changes, deleted text and deleted messages, reactions such as like, thumbs up, images, call history. Only Slack Enterprise customers can export all of these data. Slack customers with different license plans can only export public channels. By default, Slack conversations are split into chat documents that span a day. Splitting conversations is configurable. Deduplication, partial deletion, and partial publish are now supported for chat histories that were ingested with version 21.3 or later. In any case, the chat history will be consistent in Axcelerate Review and Analysis. That is, the oldest document of a history is the chat root. All other documents of the same history are children of this root. For near-native Excel redaction, complete graphics can now be redacted in the Graphics window. Select a redaction reason and click the Redact this graphic checkbox. When you redact a sheet, graphics on the sheet are covered by this redaction. If a browser crashes, or if you use Firefox, you cannot automatically pause a batch by leaving the review page or review in context. In such cases, reviewers can pause a batch. Previously, only power users or case managers could pause batches. When bulk printing files with multiple documents, you can choose to add a bookmark for each document in the generated PDF files. You can also select the document metadata to use as a bookmark title. You can now manually enrich documents using Regex pattern search, a predefined list of regular expression patterns, to identify documents with personally identify information. For example, documents with social security numbers and email addresses in the document content. To enrich documents, first select the documents in the results list that you want to enrich. Next, select Actions, Regex Pattern Search, Enrich. You can enrich documents using one or more of the following Regex patterns: taxpayer identification number or social security number close match, social security number, credit card, email, taxpayer identification number, birth date, employer identification number, Medicare, and passport. Choose one or more of the patterns that you want to enrich. Click Enrich. Your enrichment jobs have started and can be monitored on the Administration Jobs page. To search for enriched values, click on the Enrichment Smart Filter group and choose the Smart Filter that contains the values of interest. When viewing a document that has been enriched with a Regex pattern, you can also configure Axcelerate to add that specific pattern field to your document highlighting. You can use Regex Pattern Search to perform global redactions. To do this, first select the documents in your results list that you want to redact using Regex Pattern Search. Select Actions, Redact. Under Redaction Type, select Patterns. From the Regex Pattern Search text box, select the pattern or patterns that you want to redact. Select your redaction reason and color and click Redact. When configuring a production workflow, you can now choose multi-page PDF as your preferred production format, as an alternative to single-page image. Multi-page PDF supports all the features that single-page image does, including header and footer branding, redactions, document removal and replacement, and creation of dependent productions. When configuring a production export or creating a production export template, you can select or remove all fields for export using new dedicated buttons. You can select all fields and remove all fields using the dedicated buttons. You can now see the overturned document count in the review progress and batch reviewer productivity reports. Overturn counts track all the documents where tagging review decisions were made at some point in the review process and then have been changed at a later stage. To run a review progress report, click on Actions, Reports, Batch Review Progress Report. Apply any layout or filter settings you want to make. And notice the overturned documents column in the report. To run a reviewer productivity report, click on Actions, Reports, Batch Reviewer Productivity Report. Notice the overturned documents column is listed by default. Apply any layout or filter settings you wish to make. And notice the overturned documents column in the report. When generating a metadata analysis report, you can select Date Smart Filters as rows and columns. If you do this, you must select a specific document date under the Filters section of the Report Wizard. To run the report, click the Download button. Images published from Axcelerate Ingestion to Axcelerate Investigation can now also be published from Axcelerate Investigation to Axcelerate Review and Analysis.